Today I wanted to talk about a new book that I read called Star Wars Epic Collection, The New Republic, Volume 6. This collects the Crimson Empire story arcs. There's 3 of them. It follows Kir-Kanos, one of the Emperor's former elite guards. They're the guys in red that you remember from the Star Wars films that would follow the Emperor around. He is obviously at a loose end because the Emperor was killed at the end of Return of the Jedi. He has sworn his allegiance to the Emperor, but there are still fractions of the Empire left, and they are being ruled by a council of bad guys, obviously. He feels that people on this council betrayed the Emperor so they could get their own power, and he's out for revenge, and he's going to get them. This draws him into conflict with various parties in this ongoing Star Wars universe. I should say this is from the Dark Horse years of doing the Star Wars stories, which I very much like. I prefer it over the current Marvel years, to be honest. Anyway, that aside, it draws you into conflict with people operating rebels, Hutts, and the I can't think of the name. The Black Sun gang. Anyway. And friendships are made, alliances are forged, whether they are very uneven. There's a little bit of romance in there, and it's a fun read. It's a good read. Once you get into the story, you get that good plot follow through, and it's enjoyable. I whizzed through it once I got going. We will have a look at the flip through in a minute, and then we'll have a look at pricing afterwards. So stick around for that. What I will say is that the quality of the Epic Collection generally is really good. Obviously it's a trade paperback, but you can see there's effort gone into how it is put together. There are little notes on there to say where stories fit into the timeline. They're all put in place in the correct chronological order. So where they've taken pages from other magazines or comics that would help pad out the story, they've inserted those in there in the correct place rather than just shoving them at the back or making them separate to the flow of the story. And it really works to make the story go better. It's a lot better put together than a lot of omnibuses, to be honest, because you would think with an omnibus you would get a premium edition of the book. And other than the format size, sometimes they just go, look, there's all your bloody things shoved in there, fine, go on with it. You don't get the level of contents pages or explanations that you get in these Epic Collections, which is why sometimes I prefer them. But look, you want to have a look at the book, don't you? So let's have a flip through. Okay then, so we've got the book here, New Republic Epic Collection. Obviously part of the Legends now because it's not in canons, but there's so many of the stuff from before the Disney takeover that you can have a full Star Wars universe. On the back, we've got the Imperial Guard there, Volume 6. Again, as with all Epic Collections, they are numbered, but they don't necessarily come out in order. Nice little note there, says these stories take place after Episode 6, so after Return of the Jedi. And then you've got the listing on the back there that we've already been over, if you were watching the video earlier. Now, inside you get list of the various Epic Collections that are available, which I think is nice. You get a list of what's in there again, recounted to you. Obviously, details of all the creators involved. Writers are just down to 2 though, Mike Richardson and Randy Stradley. Pencilers are Paul Gulacki, Javier Solters and Isaac Buckminster Owens. And then you get page numbers with the issues on them, which is very useful when you're reading it, because I like to read mine in bed and sometimes I don't have a bookmark available, so it lets me keep track of where I am. You get your Star Wars scroll and then you're into the story. This follows Kir-Kanos, as I said earlier. He's one of the Emperor's former elite guards. He is looking for revenge, in particular against the leader of the new council for the Empire, Canor Jax. He is a former elite guard alongside Kir-Kanos, who they trained together, they were like brothers, and he has manipulated and taken over the council following the Emperor's defeat. He also has sort of low-level force powers as well, but you can see what they are when you read the book, so I don't want to spoil that. This lady here is a semi-love interest, let's say. I mean, nothing too passionate goes on between them, but she is a rebel leader. She forms an uneasy alliance with Kirkanos for her own needs. Oh yeah, some interesting bits are you get these flashback scenes to the training of the elite guards, which I think are really good. And they're obviously made out to look like sort of ninjas or ninjas more than samurais in here, which I think is a nice callback with the emblems on their uniforms and that. But we'll skip past that because I don't want to show off too much of it. There's a good battle sequence towards the end of the first story arc, and you see Kirkanos there facing down a TIE fighter. You also get the nice mix of all of the Imperial technology as well, so you get walkers and TIE fighters and interceptors. You get a returning character from the original Star Wars films turn up as a general. You can wait to see who that is, but he's in charge of a Super Star Destroyer that they've captured in a previous book, and that was a nice surprise for me. And I like the fact that the rebels are capturing and using the Empire's technology in these books, because why would you just bin off a Super Star Destroyer or any equipment that you can get your hands on? You're the Rebel Alliance, you've got fuck all to start with. Why not, take what you can and use it against your enemy, guerrilla warfare style? So anyway, look, the art's nice and clear, nice and consistent. I don't think it's like fantastic art, but it is it's good. I liked reading it. I didn't have to put any real thought into what was going on. It's dynamic. It gets across the emotions and the action that's happening for a period. If you're wondering why this character here is in a lot of the book, it's because it's Kirkanos as a character called Kenix Kill. It's an anagram of his name. He pretends to be a bounty hunter on the side to help him get close to targets and move about without everyone wanting to kill him because he was one of the Emperor's elite guards, and people aren't too friendly to them. You also get Grappa the Hutt as well. He has involvement with the Black Sun crime syndicate, and there are political manoeuvrings going on as a sort of B plot to the main stories in this book. There's a council member, head of the council after Kenix Kill gets killed. He's being manipulated by someone from the shadows. It's a good read, it's enjoyable, and I think if you like your sort of Dark Horse Star Wars stuff, it's worth checking out. If we just jump to the back, you get some covers which are nice artwork. You get some letters and notes in there, and just some sketch pages, but that's about it. Then it just advertises the next one to come out. Okay, that was the flip through. I say, good story, moves at a pace, nice bit of action, nice bit of sort of crime going on there. Price wise, I'll throw up on the screen what it's going for now. I've got this about 20 quid. That's what an Epic Collection that's new out should probably go for. Normally goes between £20-22. They do drop in price to 15 sometimes if you can get lucky, and that's for a new one rather than a publisher's return mark one. But you've got to shop around, and as I keep saying every video, it feels like the need to price watch if you are a collector and not just buying this on a whim is paramount, because it helps put them pounds back in your pocket. And I always think, if I save £5 on this book, that's £5 I can put towards my next book. I think it's a great Epic Collection to have in your collection, and recommend you pick it up if you're a Star Wars fan, particularly the Dark Horse era. Please give us a thumbs up if this video is any help to you. It does help, and let me know if this was a book that you either weren't aware of or wanted to have a look at before you bought, and if this has helped you out at all. And thanks for watching.